Spellbook of the Lost and Found, Chapter 13, Olive, Wednesday, May the 10th. I need to find me some water, y'all. Give me 1 second and I'll be right back. Might be longer than a second. I have to have some water. To make some water up real quick. We have to make some tasty water up real quick. Okay. Let's start that over. Chapter 13. Olive. Wednesday, May 10th. Lost. Train of thought. Small umbrella. Red and white polka dots. Mags McGuire drives me home. Rowan told me she's related to Ivy somehow, and that's why she keeps an eye on them. I watch her covertly, trying to see a family resemblance between her broad, lined face and Ivy's delicate features without much success, although they do both have those very pale blue eyes. Pressed uncomfortably against my feet is a big old brown Labrador with rheumy eyes. Lucky. That's her seat, so if you don't want to sit in the back, you're sharing the passenger seat with her. I would have sat in the back, except that the entire seat is taken up by a row of big metal cans that clink ominously as we drive. They are belted in tighter than I am. The whole car smells like cigarette smoke and wet dog. Still, it's good to be out of the rain. So how long have you known the twins? I asked conversationally. I see why she would want to watch over her great-grandniece or whatever Ivy is to her, but I'm still a little fuzzy on her connection to Hazel and Rowan and why they seem to trust only her with the knowledge of their current living situation. Mags looks across at me. I've known the twins' mom all her life. I'm the closest thing to family they have right now. And I say, hoping it's not too indiscreet, you're okay with them staying at Oak Road. How come they aren't staying with you? I don't take in strays, Mags says bluntly. Right. When I nod, she finally looks back at the road, but before I can allow myself to relax, she has folded over to root around under her seat for something. I brace myself for what seems like inevitable death, but when I open my eyes, Mags is calmly lighting a cigarette, one hand back on the wheel. And, I say when I've caught my breath, what about Ivy? Rowan described her as our friend, who is also a girl. I'm half hoping Mags will clarify if that means girlfriend. I secretly cross my fingers. She's keeping an eye on them. She's not with either of them? Mags squints her eagle eyes at me. That's something you should ask her, not me, she says curtly. Right. The rain lashes across the window. At my request, Mag stops the car far enough down the road from my house that nobody will see me, even if they do happen to be looking out the window. I thank her and untie my bike from her roof. They're okay, you know, she says with a brisk nod. She turns the wheel like she's throwing a disc at the Olympus, and I wince at the loud squeal of tires on the wet road. It's only when she's gone that I realize I never gave Rowan or Hazel my number. It's now too late to ask Mags to pass mine on. Emily texts me the all clear, and I climb into the kitchen roof and in through the window. When I get inside, she greets me with a Cheshire cat grin. I told you to get back quickly. But don't worry, I just said to Mom that you came in 15 minutes ago. The shower's running because I told her you're in it. So what do I get for covering for you this time? I stand on her folded out desk chair to get down from the window. Watch my step, she shouts, putting out her hands as if to shield her desk from my wet clothes. I'll give you a 10, I try. 20. Look, I reason, I needed to find my bracelet. I'm pretty sure I lost it at that party on Saturday, so I went back to the field to try to find it. Oh, maybe that's what Rose was looking for when I saw her at the party, says Emily. Looking where? I ask. She was talking to Cleo's brother and looking around. I don't know, maybe she was looking for your bracelet. Actually, I tell her, loads of people lost stuff at the party, or had stuff stolen. I speak in the kind of hushed voice I know will appeal to my sister's dramatic streak. The girls in school think there's some kind of kleptomaniac in town. Oh my God, really? Emily's eyes are open wide. I have to tell Cleo. She grabs her phone and begins to text furiously. I drip across her bedroom and she wrinkles her nose at the lingering smell of smoke and wet dog that I can detect still clinging to me. One more thing, she says, jumping off her bed and blocking my way out of the bedroom door, mostly with her elbows. On a girl as skinny as she is, they're basically weapons. What? I'll have that 20, she said, palm out. I slap a 20 into her hand and make to go past her, but her elbows were still in my way. What now, I ask. Who were you with tonight, she says. I managed to shoulder past her. Rose, I say. Who else? Emily follows me out of the bedroom into the landing. What are you even wearing anyway? I got wet. Rose lent me some clothes. That's not Rose's sweater, she says, and Rose quit smoking. You smell of smoke. Look, I have revisions to do. I shut my bedroom door and leave Emily looking crazy with her lips pursed. At dinner, I keep superstitiously looking at my mom's eyes, replying what she said the morning after the party. He's lost a lot, and so will you. My shoe is in Hazel's bag. Ivy's sharp face, lost things, findings. Rose came over after dinner. We sat on my bed, and I plug in the string of lights that hang above it. They twinkle on the pictures of me and Rose, and pressed flowers, and concert tickets, and a collection of tiny porcelain cats I've been keeping since I was a kid. Rose lies back on my pillows, and when she speaks, I smell the alcohol in her breath. Did you find your mom's bracelet? I shake my head. I even went back to the field where the party was in case I dropped it there. But if I did, it's long gone. Speaking of which, where have you been and why haven't you answered any of my calls? I'm sorry, I needed to take a mental health day. Usually we take our mental health days together. And replying to any one of my messages would have been detrimental to your mental health, I asked. My mom kept confiscating my phone. Your mom was at work all day, Rose, and yesterday too. Is this about what happened in German today? Yesterday. Rose sighs. I don't know. Are you going to tell me what happened? Rose tries to play nothing, but I make a face in warning, and she says, I just lost it a bit. I go, in frustration, Rose, I say. Olive. Some of the guys were being particularly annoying, so I tore up their notes. With your teeth? Rose grins. You shouldn't listen to rumors, Olive, she says. She leans over to toss on my hair, but I move out of her reach. Maybe I wouldn't have to if you'd actually, talk to me or answer my calls. Rose sighs and twists her mouth to one side. Finally, she says, sorry, I just needed to be alone for a bit. I line up the words in my head before saying them. Why are you mad at me? It's too needy. What did I do wrong? Screams the guilt. Did I do something stupid at the party? That's what I end up asking. Olive, we drank a bottle and a half of vodka between us, passed out against the hay bale, and only got home at 6 a.m. Stupid's one word we could use. Maybe I'm reading too much into this. You promise we're okay, I say. I promise we're always okay. I clink my mug of tea against hers and set aside my worries. I can't ask for much more than a promise. Well, I say, to change the subject, wait till you hear where I've been all afternoon. She listens intently as I tell her about Rowan, Hazel, and Ivy. And they've been living there? At Oak Road? Why? Family stuff, I guess. I've heard those houses are full of asbestos and ghosts. Totally full of ghosts, she says. And Hazel's had your shoe? That's some fairy tale shit right there. Ivy said that. I have expected Rowan to try it on me to see if it fit. Rose smirks. Trust you to fall in love at first sight with some shady squatter, she says. I'm not in love with anyone, I protest. He's just really very pretty. When Rose finally rolls off my bed and heads home, I lie underneath the lights for a long time, listening to the rain. It hammers on the roof and against the window. I cracked open earlier to air the room out. I get up to close it and nearly trip over my school bag. It topples over and vomits a pile of books into the carpet. I start to shove it all back in with my foot, but I stop short when I see something that doesn't belong to me. A slim red notebook, leather bound and fastened with a black rubber band. Spellbook of the Lost and Found.